Welcome back. This is game 31. We're playing Rammus jungle. Now I picked Rammus in this game purely and most importantly because of the enemy team comp. So I only ever pick Rammus in extremely situational instances. The enemy team picked Yas, Quinn, and Vayne. So I just basically insta-locked Rammus because of the auto attack champions, like they're all AD carries essentially. Even Yasuo can be considered an ADC, his attack damage carry, of course. And I really do like to play Rammus into I don't know why I just reported. I don't know what happened there, but anyway. Yeah, I like to pick Rammus into these ADC comps, or just AD comps, of course, because that's what Rammus is built for. So we're just going to get our early ward in, try and figure out where Shyvana's pathing. Actually make a good play here and defend. This is how you defend against that ward, by the way. So I'm just going to hold my flash. I'm going to accept that death. And we're off to a bad start already for sure. So I'm just going to let my friendly team know that that's my bad. And I'm going to run straight for Raptors because I started on my W. So Raptors is the easiest camp for Rammus to take purely because of his W. So we go straight for Raptors. Now we have to play in defense mode. Shyvana isn't typically an invading champion, so we don't have to worry too much about her invading early on. Like, yes, she could be in my top side right now, taking that off the map, but if she does do that, that means she's going to be leaving either her bot side quadrant open or her top side quadrant open, and I will just play off the back of that. So that doesn't happen, and she actually shows up on that ward I got earlier. So now we know she's cleared from red, 2 Krugs, into Raptors, and she's going towards her bot side. I'm just going to ping on top of Shyvana, let my team know where she is, and that we're actively tracking her pathing. So Rammus is obviously a good champion to gank with his Q, but we need to make sure that we're sequencing our farming in with ganks. You don't want to just spam too many ganks and then fall behind in farm. Probably didn't need a burn flash. If he threw his tornado and it was going to hit me, then yeah, you could flash the tornado, but a bit of a waste of flash. That's okay. Make sure we're glazing our teammates for sure. I'm just trying to get a ward in. Oh, we're trying to steal. So, Shyvana, the best thing you can do against a Shyvana is stop her first full clear. And allowing her to get like a full clear, including the scuttle off. Because then she's going to hit level 4. And from then on, if she gets that sequence down pat, she's going to start soloing Drake. She's going to get enough gold and XP to start being useful. So she's very useful pre-6. So the slower, the more you can negate her getting to 6, the better. That's why I went for a little invade there, just to see how Shyvana was tracking. And I was going to just put a ward down if she was still at higher HP. So we pick up the kill. I'm going to ping on top of Tom. Not that they can do much to Tom anyway. There's no CC. And Quinn's running phase rush. So now she's going to be sequencing from her top side camps to bot side. So we know she's going to be about to rotate into her Raptors. I'm just going to wait for her. She's not going AP this game, which is a mistake on Shyvana, as they desperately need AP, especially because I'm playing Rammus. I'm just going to take these away from right in front of her very own eyes. I'll just get out of there. But we'll kill the Yas for his efforts. My Zed follows up, so well played from Zed. Following up, recognizing the situation. That's super well played. We'll just have a little bit of a giggle together, you know, just try and keep the situation light. Make him, you know, happy that what he done was good, and we're just laughing. Whatever. I'm not too worried about Quinn roaming. Just gonna start farming. So we've been farming champions. I want to make sure that I'm still getting camps. Being useful. The best, you know, getting ahead on Rammus early is super strong, like, obviously. So sequencing your camps properly. Making sure that you're staying relevant in the game by being a decent level is super important, especially on Rammus. You have to make sure you're still spending time, I can't stress this enough, on farming. Just because he's considered a gank style champion doesn't mean you don't farm on him. You need to be farming with Rammus. As well as picking up on, like, gank possibilities. Make sure that those ganks are going to be pulled off, at least 70% chance. I'm just trying to let them know that I'm on my way. I'm not there yet, so don't fully engage. Try and stay alive to some degree. Sometimes, like, players will just, like, die before you even get there. Really good bubble. Well played from Nami. Jeesh. The flash as well. Flash bubbles. Insane, to say the least. So I'm just apologizing to Lucian, making sure that, you know, I put his wave into a bad position there, so that actually creates a freeze. So Karma's able to hold the wave before it crashes, so the ADC can freeze the lane there, and Lucian has to push up where he is, which will leave him vulnerable to ganks. So it's not good putting your ADC into that position. That's why I'm apologizing. This wave's gonna crash under the tower if I don't take it. So if I just thin this wave, it's gonna be perfect for Tahm Kench when he returns to lane. And we've got our Sunfire, so we can look to solo grubs. I'm saying we want Shyvana spam ganking top, because if Vayne gets ahead, Vayne will actually counter me with a good enough build, with her true damage on W. So she's the only champion that has enough DPS to kill me later in the game. So we want to keep her weak for as long as we possibly can. It's like, I see Tahm's tactic, but it's just probably not the right idea for this one. We trade grubs for Drake. Can't get them both. It's well played by Shiv. And now the best thing we can do after her is trade her topside camps off as well, if they're not going to defend him. So this is another little sneaky gank I like doing. You wait for the top laner to get into the lane. And then on their return to lane, you actually do like a double gank, so they just like die. Or at least get chunked. And they like lose more minions and XP. We're just trying to kind of trade health bars at this point. That was an insane knockup, by the way. Triple knockup by Tom. Nice roam by Zed too. Even the Karma shows up here. That's crazy, Reed. Yeah, so it's good enough, the trade that we got topside. There's no need to try and dive the Karma. Like, Quinn's already losing out on so much XP and gold from that wave crashing. So it's not the end of the world if Karma gets it and stays alive. So she would have used her phase rush on the Zed, sorry. We want to use our E now to peel the Zed. Really well played by Zed too. So when the Yas or when the Quinn starts to focus Zed, I want to pull either one of those, usually the bigger threat to me, so I will taunt them as soon as they want to like try and get their combo off. We'll start putting DPS onto Zed. E them, and then they start attacking me. I'll trade my health bar instead. More of like a supportive style gameplay or play style with Rammus. That's how I utilize Rammus anyway. I'll like hold my E until a crucial point, or like I'll use it to lock them if I want Zed to hit both of his Qs onto that champion as well. So you can use it to like stun lock them to set up combos. You just got to gauge that situation at the time. We're just waiting for them to either hit, to engage, hit CC, and then we'll engage once they burn their escapes. And now I tank the tower for Lucian so that Lucian can then press into the tower while I'm tanking it for him. Got the aggro. Make sure as a tank that you're taking that aggro instead of your ADC if you're gonna do the dive. So just stun lock and let Zed get the kill. More useful for Zed to have the XP, the gold in this game. I'm not going to steal it.
Shut down.
It's not obviously useless for me to have the gold either. But I'm just being nice, I'm giving it to Zed. He's playing Zed, so that's a carry champion and assassin. It's super important for killing the Vayne, which is going to counter me later, and it's also very important for killing that Quinn. And then I can just stunlock the Yasuo. And Shyvana's just irrelevant at this point in time. It's going to take a lot for her to catch up in this game. Shyvana's a champion you really need to have your farming sequence down pat with. You need to make sure you're like 10 CS per minute, 9 CS per minute for her to be relevant. Especially since her AP nerfs. She took a really hard hit with those nerfs. So I'm only pushing this wave. I noticed Zed had delayed his base, so he wasn't actually going to make a 6 minion wave, so there's no point in just letting it go to waste. This also gives us prio in the mid lane for us to take a Rift Arrow, or look to kind of pressure it up. No, we don't want to just pressure it for no reason. Like, if Zed wanted to make that play, then yeah, maybe we could do it. But we can get Thorn Mail, so it's better for me to spend my gold on that Thorn Mail, then get back on the map and take the objective with Thorn Mail. So we got a 2-item power spike with plated steel caps. There's not a lot of damage on the enemy team, or not a lot of AP damage, so I'm going to be tanking a lot from their carries. We don't have to be scared of much at all now at this point in the game. You can win games very early on with with correct pathing, macro, and ganking on Rammus. If you get this far ahead early game, it's basically over. You can start pulling crazy dives off with your teammates if they're up for it. No, you don't want to be forcing it and throwing your leads either. Make sure you're careful with the inting of your lead. You want to look to start taking the outer turrets. Start pressuring the map with our huge lead. I do like getting the mid tower damage off as well. So, in most cases it's harder to get the mid towers rather than the exterior towers. So if you can get damage off on the mid lane towers with Rift, that's pretty important. That's why I kind of ditched the top tower and just went for mid lane tower. It's almost dead now. Just making sure my teammates are aware that we don't want to fed Vayne. Like, some of them might not have played Rammus, they might not understand their win condition sort of thing. There's no harm in just letting them know. If they already know, then yeah, fine, they know. That's fine. But if they don't know, then I'm just letting them know. I'm just getting a full clear off. Bit of a catch up on XP, seeing as my bot side, sorry, seeing as my jungler is up. I'm just letting them know what's spawning. We don't want them to in between these time frames of objectives. Like, we need to make sure that we're warding out, clearing wards in this time, and we're staying safe. We're not getting collapsed on in lanes. This is why I'm kind of just farming towards that objective, making sure that I base at that 1 minute mark before the objective spawns, and then I'm going to show up after spending my gold. Super important to be managing your base timers effectively so that you can show up on the map to skirmishes as strong as you possibly can be. Sometimes I'll just get a Dark Seal, because Rammus does magic damage. So the Dark Seal just adds a little bit of extra damage. Free damage, especially because you can stack it off the assists and stuff you get with him. So we're just going to hard pressure mid. This will usually drag the people split pushing topside to you. You don't need to run for them as long as you're pressuring correctly. So it didn't work. We'll fall back to the objective. Shyvana was there to defend, so we can just take the drag for free. Just trying to catch them, make sure they don't get away.
An enemy has been slain. Executed.
I'm just gonna force this objective now. They're all bot sides, so this is free. There's nothing left for me to do other than farm. We can't push up, so what we can do right now is we could full clear, or we could force this objective. Forcing this objective is the best thing we can do right now, or we could obviously push into that Raptors can, or the enemy Raptors or enemy Krugs, but it's not really worthwhile. Best thing we can do is Atacant. Forcing that off, and then we can fall back to our friendly jungle and just go for a full clear. And that's just going to optimize our gold. There's no need to force kills after this. We got the objective. So we full clear. After we full clear, we spend our gold, and then we sprint back onto the map as strong as possible. Okay, so Shyvana is going the AP build. That's well played by her. She definitely need to go that build. So she's doing the best she can to be utilized. What's the word? Be valuable to her team. Ooh, the triple knock. A Yasuo wet dream. Gets nothing for his effort. Unfortunate.
Your turret has been destroyed.
It's gonna tank the tower so we don't lose minions. Repel him with that E, allowing Lucian to just get free damage off. Tarm's gone fully in, which isn't the play. When you're in that situation, never just go fully in. The wave got cleared by Shyvana ulting it and then Eing, so you don't want to engage over that tower with no minion wave. It's like a recipe for an int. So we just fall back. We utilize how many players went for that mid lane. How many enemy players went for our mid lane push. So like they're pushing up. Now there's no one to defend this tower.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
I just utilized getting the execution.
Slain.
Because I was worried that
Has been slain.
someone was coming for me. So I just get executed. We'll wait for 30 seconds and then go Baron. I don't want to give over the shutdown gold. That's why I just got executed. And we're not going to lose anything if I'm off the map there. So it's no loss to us.
Has been destroyed.
By the time I come back up, Baron's going to be spawning. It's not good. Like, it's not on the map. If Baron was up on the map, you don't want to be getting executed. You don't want to give the enemy an opportunity to take an objective away because you're not there to defend it with smite. So I'm just trying to make the shot calls. I'm trying to be the decision maker. We need that game plan. We're going to try and get a pick first. Just seeing if Tom finds a pick. There's no pick. So we force Baron. We're happy to take the 5v5 if that scenario comes to us as well. Sometimes doing Baron will draw the enemy team out of their base to you, so you can look to team fight them if you're much stronger than them, if they make that mistake of trying to defend Baron, and then you can ace them, take Baron, and end the game off that. That's a big mistake a lot of players will make around this elo, is like trying to defend objectives at this time of the match without having say the mid lane wave is where it is right now. If the enemy tried to defend Drake at that time, we ace them at Drake with Baron, and that minion wave there, we'll be able to push and end the game off the back of them dying. So I just want to try and peel Nami or the carry, depending on who's being attacked. To make sure we're pressuring on the map for Tom. So Zed's actually not really providing much pressure for us, and that's why they're able to collapse on Tom. So Tom needs to back away in that scenario. Just pull back a little bit and wait for the next minion wave to come up. So now I'm just waiting for Zed. As soon as Tom died, I'm not trying to overextend engage or anything like that. It was already a 4v5. So we're just waiting for Zed to push that wave up. The way we split was, it wasn't very textbook, so we just have to notice that and play around Tom just overextending there, basically.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
We have Baron too. They're just getting caught out. So if they didn't get caught out, we would have been fine. They're starting to stress out that we're going to lose. We're too far ahead to lose. They have to leave their base. Well, they've got no towers now, so they can't. We can teamfight, yes. I can actually probably kill this Quinn. Definitely don't want to die there. Dying there is bad, especially with the shutdown gold. Make sure we just go base, spend our gold. We're taking it slow. We don't want to just keep forcing. A few times overextending again. This isn't good.
Ally has been slain.
Now I'm just reassuring their decision they made earlier. They wanted to group. So now I'm just saying, okay, let's group. We've got to start closing this game out. We don't want to let Vayne scale. So we're just going to look for team fight opportunities. Stay away from the walls. Don't want to get eaten into a wall. Gonna look for those team fight opportunities. Try and catch them out in their jungle. This is perfect. Shyvana wants to find XP in her own jungle, which she can't actually do because we've pushed up far enough to be able to defend her taking her own jungle camps. So it's a mistake from Shyvana. This gives us a 5v4. Now we can look to dive. I'm just gonna bait out Vayne ult. Vayne leaves for support by chasing me up. So we bait out Vayne ult. We have that 4v5 Shyvana's died earlier. Zed split pushing bot again, which is But unfortunate because he's our assassin that we invested money into earlier. So if we had him here, it would be like an instant GG. We'll just keep trying to bait him out. We're like trying to peel Lucian, making sure Lucian doesn't die while pushing inhibs. It's tough. We're trying to end. We're trying so hard to end. Just trying to peel Zed. And nice, like Zed shows up. Perfect. Now we have an overlap. Drake spawning. So Baron spawning. We're gonna have to play it safe probably. We get the inhib. Don't want to overextend. Just get the inhib topside. Ping, ping, ping. Get inhib, and then we go base into a Baron. Like I said before, the team's going to have to answer to these supers, so we get Baron for free. If they want to defend the Baron, they're going to have to walk out of their base. If they walk out of their base, then we 5v5 them and we win. They don't have their towers to help defend them. I'm buying a pot because like this is like game-ending conditions. We're not going to get any more gold for our final item if we can just pull this next play off. So if I get my little pot to make me as strong as possible, we find a little pick on Quinn. So Quinn was freaking out a bit. She didn't want to let us get Drake or Baron, so she was checking it. It's a good pick by Nami. Now I'm just defending. Now we run straight for Baron. We look to close out the game after Baron. Want to make sure that they don't force a fight there and give Vayne an opportunity to get a quadra kill. Keep them back in the game. Just go Baron, and then we just 5v5 mid. We need to ping the Vayne. We want Vayne to be focused. I'm just using my health bar to bait them back into me. I'll push him with Baron. I don't want to go B because I'm low. We want to try and close this game out. Ooh, the flash E doesn't hit. She just gets her invis off in time. Bang, we get the win. Nicely done. GG, well played. I hope you learned something today, guys. Thanks for watching.